slapping Billy Dang.
Viewer discretion is advised.
If you feeling like a pimp, niggas gon' pimp.
537-100.
Awesome song. That's still not working. Hello, everyone. This is Awesome Sauce Radio. I am your very sick host tonight, Blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp. If this tonight's episode doesn't have the usually energy you're used to from me, it's because I got the gift of COVID today, and you will not be seeing me anywhere except in the Awesome Sauce Studios for the next 10 days. Everyone just please be careful, stay safe, and do what you gotta do. If you're not feeling well, just don't go out. I want to give a couple two or three shout outs before we bring in the guest and all that good stuff.
Yes, and the guest is here. All right, so go ahead, do your sponsorships and let's get.
All right, cool. I only have two. Everyone, give a shout out to Calamity_Collectibles on eBay. It's Calamity_Collectibles on Instagram. Go check him out. Go support him. He's got some good deals going on. Also, I want to give a shout out to Bird City Comics, www.birdcitycomics.com. I believe they have a Thero #1 exclusive variant that is a Run the Jewels homage. And I guess I tell them what Adam sent you. Love Tony and Laura. Bird City Comics, yeah. Now I want to bring in a guest who needs no real introduction. And he's the co-creator of Stray Dogs, co-creator of Thero, coming out from Image Comics in a couple weeks. Artist. He's also a local man with Tim Seeley. The one, the only, the amazing Tony Flakes.
Here we are, baby. I'm back. So
Hey.
excited to be here, sir.
Thank you for coming on. It's been a while.
It has been. It's been too long.
Yeah. So how have things been since the last time you've been on?
Well, as you might guess, they have been very busy. I've been working. I've been making all these comics. I'm making 4 comics every month right now, and so things have been incredibly busy. But I'm having a good time. I'm living the dream.
That's awesome. What we're gonna do, we'll show the trailer for Feral, and then we'll get into the heart of the interview.
Let's do it.
Yep. Hit the trailer, please. It's the man in the chair.
Authorities have extended the perimeter another 3 miles in Martin Douglas County.
Unit 4, we just got another pickup in for you.
CDC and Animal Control continue to work overtime to stem the rate of infection.
Code Orange. Repeat, Code Orange. Maintain safety precautions. All 4-legged mammals are now assumed infected and contagious. Follow emergency procedures for disposal.
Pretty good.
That's awesome. So how did Thero come about?
Well, we were wrapping up Stray Dogs, and when we were making it, we weren't sure if anybody was gonna read it or buy it, or we made the first issue or so, and then we found out we were gonna get published by Image, and that was a good sign. And so we figured people would probably read, at least the first issue, hopefully. But by the time people really started picking up the book and paying attention to it, we were almost done putting it out. We were definitely nearly done making it, and we sort of wanted to keep working together, wanted to keep making these comics, but the story of Stray Dogs was you read it. It's a finished story. It has an ending.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely has a definite beginning, middle, and an end.
So we didn't want to, do like a sequel that's just like, the Stray Dogs have been kidnapped again, or somehow
Stray Dogs want to go get revenge now.
yeah. Now they're like Dexter. They're hunting all serial killers. But we wanted to figure out some way to work together. So we early on knew we wanted to try and do something with cats, and then it was just a matter of figuring out like what horror genre to put cats in. And we landed on the idea of doing like a zombie story, and just sort of flipping everything so that everything we did in Stray Dogs, we're going to try and do the opposite in Feral. So Stray Dogs is a self-contained story. Feral's an ongoing story. Stray Dogs takes place in a house, very closed off, and Feral takes place outdoors and everywhere. And Feral has Stray Dogs had like one main villain, and Feral, like anybody could be a villain at any time, because that's how zombie stories work. So, we just figured that would be a good way to get back together and get the gang back together and do it again.
So what is like the typical day-to-day collaboration between you and Miss Trish Tharsler?
Well, it's real collaborative. It's the collaboration between me and Trish and Tone Rodriguez, who co-draws the book with Trish this time, and then with Brad Simpson, who's the colorist. Basically, I'll write it, and then I'll do thumbnails for the book. So I do just sort of like rough breakdowns for what the pages look like. And then we pass those to Tone, and Tone fully draws the backgrounds now digitally. And then we take those and we pass them over to Trish, and then she draws in all the animals and characters and stuff. And then we pass that to Brad, and he colors it. And then I letter it. And then there always seems to be a million different, like tweaks and changes. We're always sort of like going back in and changing stuff, tweaking colors or tweaking letters. So it's sort of like always in flux until it finally goes to print, and we can't change it anymore. We just sent the first issue to print, or I guess it'll go to print on Tuesday.
Yeah, because I know it's up for a final order cutoff this weekend.
That's a good reminder, Adam. Let me tell everybody right now, Feral is up for final order cutoff on Monday. Tell your shops ASAP if you want a copy, and let them know you also want Local Man Bad Girls, if you wouldn't mind.
Local Man Bad Girls.
I didn't mean to throw you off.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I just had I just spent a long day.
I hear you.
I spent the majority of it dealing with the American medical system, which drove me nuts.
Well, I don't like that.
It took 2 hours to finally get medicine filled.
Ugh, brutal. Sorry.
So I was like, okay. Like I said, I woke up to a beautiful present of COVID this morning.
Oh no, you got COVID?
Yep.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, everyone in my house has it at the moment. So my mom and then my dad got it, and then this morning I woke up and I was like, I'll bet myself $20 on positive.
You gonna do that Paxlovid? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm doing the Paxlovid.
Yeah.
Which tastes like you have metal in your mouth after you take it.
Eating tin cans like a goat.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear that, my friend.
I'm recovering. Give me some time to catch up on things.
Yeah. Like naps.
Exactly. So for Pharaoh, is there a main cat to the story?
Yeah, there's sort of a main three to start with. Elsie is sort of the star of the book, but it's Elsie and Patch and Lord, which is short for Lord Fluffy Britches. Like the people call him Lord Fluffy Britches, but the other cats just call him Lord.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the main three. And then as the story goes on, we meet all kinds of new cats, and because it's like an adventure that takes place across this whole forest, they run into new cats and other kinds of animals and stuff. So we meet all kinds of new characters as the story moves along.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Thanks, man. Yeah, me too.
So, any updates on the Stray Dogs movie?
There are no real updates to speak of. It's probably, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a Paramount picture. They sort of optioned it, and then just sort of there was some shifting around in the executives at Paramount. The vice president that bought Stray Dogs got let go, and so it just sort of got hung out to dry there for a little bit. But we're moving, like we're talking to people. We got meetings set up to try and take it someplace else. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be something at some point.
That's awesome. It deserves to be. It's such a great story, and it really leads to old school animation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why we drew it that way.
Yeah, and that's the reason even why when we, hey, for old time's sake, Al, can you play the Stray Dogs trailer?
Why not?
Yeah.
I just saw a trailer for Uncanny Valley that they're going to put out. I'm excited about that too.
Did that just come out?
It's not out yet. They just sent me one to look at the other day. So
Oh, cool.
I was most excited that I didn't have to make it myself.
It's okay. You're safe now.
New dog.
New dog.
New dog.
New dog.
New dog. No, it's a new dog. No.
Hey, come on. Can't you see she's afraid? There you go. You're okay. See? I'm Rusty. What's your name?
I don't. Sophie.
That's my friend Ian Corlett, the original Goku, and then Sophie is played by
Remember.
Nicole,
I remember. Something happened.
Sophie's played by Nicole Oliver from My Little Pony. She plays Princess Celestia.
That's where I'm recognizing the voice from.
Yeah.
Who wins in a fight between the Sophie, Rusty, and the Stray Dogs gang versus Gord and Patch and the Taro gang?
Well, I mean, the cats have claws, sharp claws, and their teeth are sharper too. But the dogs, I mean, if it's just Sophie, I feel like the cats win because she's like cat sized. But if you get all the dogs, there's like 10 of them. I feel like it's not even a fair fight.
At that point, it's a not even fight at that point.
But if the cats have rabies,
ooh, I wasn't putting that into the mix.
then who knows what could happen. So I know that's a good question.
I actually find that having a cat is more work than having a dog.
Is more work?
Yeah.
How so? I mean, you definitely got to change that litter. That's no good.
And then we got the robo. Thank God for the robo litter. I just think that they're, the cats just go off and do their own thing. Like my dog, the dog, God rest the dog's soul, was Ash. Never went on my shelf and knocked an entire shelf of Funko Pops down, and then jumped off the shelf and laughed.
The cat laughed at you?
Yeah, just look at it, stays like, ha ha, you gotta pick that up now. I've seen the cat take my mother's gnomes and just. The cat's got a personality.
You hear my dog right now just being a pain in the ass. Baxter, what is it? You want to come outside? Come on, you lunatic.
Baxter.
He's got a lot to say. Don't you have a lot to say? He's sick and tired of me doing podcasts.
You know what? I miss my dog.
Just don't do like Dana White, Tony. Don't do like Dana White and walk off on an animal, right?
I will not. I miss your dog too, buddy. That dog was all right.
Yeah. Like I said, lost his fight with with the kidneys.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
So every now and then it's just, like I said, the cat's entertaining, but it's no dog.
Here's my guy. He's hanging out.
Baxter.
Just being a
cutie. Yeah.
So you want Baxter just to hang out with me and Blind Adam, the comic pimp?
Hey, what's up, Bax? So, how did Uncanny Valley come about?
Well, Uncanny Valley is a story that I've had that that I've been working on, like putting notes in the notebooks for probably about 10 years. I just had this idea. I really love like Roger Rabbit type stories and like animated / live action stories, movies. And I had this idea about a kid who finds out that he's part cartoon, and like what that would be and what sort of powers you would have from being part cartoon. And then like as I went on developing it, I realized I wanted to tell a story that was a lot about family, and that was a lot about like a kid, like this kid feeling like learning about his family and like what his culture is and what he like what that means, what he's connected to and stuff. So that's sort of how it came about originally, and how it came about into being like an actual comic is John Moisen, the editor at Boom. We went out to lunch and we talked about like all the possible stories I have in my notebook that I want to make into comics, and I gave him a list of them and a bunch of sort of like paragraph descriptions, and he went off and he came back and he said, we like this one that's called Uncanny Valley. And so then it sort of, we started developing it, and I wrote the outline, and then we started looking for artists. And I had worked with Dave Wachter years ago, and he's a good friend of mine. And they were looking at artists, and I said, "What about Dave? Could we get him?" And they went and they got him, and he's drawing the crap out of it now. He's really doing a great job. Did you see it? I sent you the PDF, right?
Yeah, I checked out all the PDFs, and I was blown away by everything.
Oh, thanks, man. So yeah, I had asked Dave about this book probably 10 years ago, before Boom, when I was just trying to figure out like if I could get it made, maybe do it, anywhere, at Image or like any of these publishers, like do it as a pitch and take it someplace. And I'd asked him, hey, would you be interested in doing this where you draw the real people and the backgrounds and all the real stuff, and then I'll get somebody cartoony to draw the cartoony parts? And he was like, that sounds boring. I don't want to just draw the boring parts of your comic and have somebody else come in and draw the fun parts. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And then
it's a fun book.
Thanks, man. Well, when I came back around to him, I was like, oh, I bet he could just draw the cartoons too. So I asked him, I said, hey, would you be comfortable drawing the whole thing? And he was like, yeah. But it was like 10 years in between me asking him the first time and then asking him this time if he wanted to draw it. So yeah, I'm super excited that he's doing the whole thing, and he's sort of stretching and like because he hasn't done a ton of cartoony stuff, definitely not in print. Like he's drawn cartoony stuff, but the stuff he gets hired to draw is all pretty realistic. So this is fun watching him stretch and try and do new stuff like that.
Yeah, and it does have this. What I like about Uncanny Valley, it has a Roger Rabbit vibe to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, when I was 10 years old and I saw Roger Rabbit, it sort of changed the way I looked at stuff. Like I wanted everything to be Roger Rabbit. Like anytime I would be watching a TV show or a movie, there was no movie I saw that wouldn't have been better if just a cartoon would have popped up in it. Like if I'm watching, Star Trek, The Next Generation on TV, I'm just like, these aliens are cool, but if one of them was a cartoon character, it would be way better. And so that's just sort of how my brain got rewired. And so this is sort of like hopefully the final form of that, where I can sort of exercise all that shit from my system, get all this real world, cartoon world stuff out of my system.
The real world needs more cartoons.
Yeah.
Because Roger Rabbit at the age of like 13 blew my mind. Just because you had all the cameos in there too. Yeah. It's like how often you get to see Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in the same cartoon. Yeah, it was crazy. And that voice, the Roger Rabbit voice. Yeah. It's just like, is this guy on drugs? I still get. How does one get their? As I was always testing, how does one get their voice that high? I see that guy at conventions sometimes, and it always freaks me out because I'm like, there he is. There's Roger Rabbit. And he was in Zodiac. He's so creepy in that movie. I met the actress that played the voice Jessica Rabbit. Kathleen Turner? Yeah, she was at a Big Apple Comic Con in New York. Cool. Kathleen. Yeah. So I was like, it was like a quick hello. as I was leaving, I realized that she was there. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. I never met Kathleen Turner, but big fan. Love Romancing the Stone.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen this atrocity to movie history with this reboot of the set photos of the new Crow movie with Bill Skarsgård?
Oh, the new Crow movie?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen the trailer yet. Atrocity. I have not watched it yet. What are your thoughts?
I haven't seen the trailer. I've had. I don't know why we need another Crow movie at this point.
I mean, it's been like 15 years since we had a Crow.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
Well, they were giving us that because we were getting all those sequels at one point.
I went and saw the first two at the New Beverly earlier last year, and I hadn't seen part 2 in the theater ever before, and I was on board for that thing. I like everybody's Crow 1, but I think I might be more Crow 2, City of Angels.
City of Angels is underrated.
Thank you. I
remember when the City of Angels came out, the only thing I was quoting was, and Daddy's gonna buy you a big black bird.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people complain that it's nothing more than a whole music video for Courtney Love, but it really does have a great story to it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I would love it if they would make more movies that were just a Courtney Love music video.
But I'll give this a chance. It seems that everything gets a reboot or a remake at this point. So
yeah, you know they got kids today that they don't want to watch the 1990s Crow. You know, that'd be like you and me watching like a 1960s movie.
Guilty.
I mean, I'm fine watching a 1960s movie, but you can't expect everybody to.
Exactly. Different strokes for different folks.
That's right.
Crap.
I'm just hoping that James O'Barr is getting paid, you know?
James is a wonderful guy.
Yeah, he's all right. I like that guy.
Yeah, even though I did almost yell at him the first time we met because I walked out to him to get some stuff signed, asked if I could do a quick 2-question interview. He's like, wow, there's a blind comic book fan.
Come on, Jay.
He was just so fascinated that there was a blind comic book fan that I had to just like, it's like, all right, keep your mouth shut. Let him just be in amazement for 2 minutes. And then when he was after that, he was like the nicest guy in the world.
Well, good. It sounds like he wanted to interview you.
Yeah, he's just like, and then we started talking. We started, you know, like I said, I promised to buy him a beer at the after party, which never happened.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure somebody did.
Yeah.
Adam, we have 2 things going on here. We have another guest at the bottom hanging out. You know, he's a friend of yours named Chitlins. And then Jason Rauschman says hello and asks, are you coming to Exotica, New Jersey this year? I'm the one that said hi to you, by the way.
Oh.
Yay, okay. And yeah, I think I am. And it's still early in the year for planning out things in October. But I should be there, Jason. And thank you for hanging out in the chat. And now we have a liar, a charlatan. His show is called Drunken Chat Son, but he's not drinking any alcohol. Just lost advertising, Lucas.
Hey, I will tell you 1,000 jokes, but I'll never tell you a lie, man. I'm just here freaking chilling, man. Fucking here to freaking give homage to Tony Flakes, the man that is on fire this year, man. Well, actually, for the last 2 years, he's been on fire. You know, freaking, you did still try to do your thing in 2023, but this year you've really been on fire, really, man. Freaking in between, we got Uncanny Valley that's about to come out or has come out.
Yeah.
You've got Feral, which is not quite a follow-up, but kind of, I believe you said that it's in the same vein as Stray Dogs, kind of. Yeah. And then I forget what was the other one that came out this year.
Local Man.
Oh, Local Man. So in fact, let me go ahead and add this right here. I was just looking at because for some reason Diamond sucks, man. Freaking when it comes to displaying all your stuff, and I can tell you for one thing, like this stuff doesn't come up. These Adam, I'm telling you, man, these girls, these baddies on this freaking cover. I'm looking at Local Man Bad Girls cover A.
Yeah.
Tim Seeley and Brian Reber, but written by your man Tony Flakes, and it looks like the art, interior art.
I can just imagine with Tim Seeley.
Looks like some Zenescope covers, but with just a little bit more taste, right? I mean,
that's what we want to do.
That's too classy for a Zenescope, man.
Yeah, it's too classy because so I read. Oh, can you guys still hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I had this weird tone going off of my headphones. I had read, I believe, Local Man number 1 and 2, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And then because there's about 200 different titles and everything that come out every week, it kind of falls off my periphery. So this is the type of stuff that gets my attention, gets me to come back and try to figure out what the heck is going on. You've got this Adam. I'm telling you, on this one cover that I'm looking at right now for Local Man Bad Girls, this is the cover B. Looks like you've got this. I don't know whether she's a bakeress or like she's cooking something, and she's got a poppy seed bagel in one hand and a bloody ass freaking knife in the other. And she's got an apron. She's got an apron, but there's nothing.
I want this for a T-shirt.
There's nothing on. There's nothing underneath.
Tony, can you describe what Local Man Bad Girls is?
Yeah. So at the end of the second arc of Local Man, Jack's ex-girlfriend, Cross Jack, the main guy, his ex-girlfriend, is sort of revealed to be behind a lot of the crazy stuff that's been going on in his hometown. Like she's been sort of pulling the strings. She's wrapped up in this conspiracy, and a lot of shit goes wrong. And so now she's sort of on the run. And so in Bad Girls, we tell a story about 4 of the different women characters from Local Man, and sort of like tell a little more about where they came from, and then set up a little more where they're going. But we wanted to do it almost in the style of like a 1990s Bad Girl comics. Definitely the covers are in the style of a 1990s Bad Girl comics.
Nice.
But yeah, so we do a story about Inga, Jack's ex-girlfriend, and then Jack's other ex-girlfriend, Neon. And then there's a character named Seascape, who's a big part of the story in the second arc, the dry season. And then Frightside, who died in the first arc. We go back and we tell a little bit more about her because some Frightside stuff is going to come into play in the next arc as well. So the second arc of Local Man is on FOC in 2 weeks on the 18th. So you'll get that second trade, and then Bad Girls comes out first, and then the second trade comes out, and then we launch into issue 10 will be the start of the third volume. So we got a ton more Local Man headed your way.
I can tell you, if you can promise me that the covers are going to stay this gorgeous, I will definitely be all over this. Because even like this one,
cosplay action, bro. I'm gonna have to work on that.
Right, because even there's this one very interesting one, and I'm looking at. This is the TP, the trade paperback, volume 2. Even the cover is kind of interesting because they're in a cafe, and Local Man is just hanging out, probably waiting for his order to come through. And you got old girl walking towards him with a little cupcake in her hand, cupcake in one hand and a knife the other. If that doesn't tell you what fucking marriage is, I can't freaking. I don't know what it is.
Or any long-term relationship at that point.
Yeah,
mom jeans on her and everything.
Yeah, man. This got me peaked again. So, Mr. Fleeks, when Adam had told me last week that you were going to be on the show, I asked him and I begged him. I was like, hey, man, Regan, you need to let me come on, man, and just hang out with Mr. Fleeks. Because I was very interested because, in fact, the last time I had talked with Trish, you guys were on fire, and this was Stray Dogs. This is Stray Dogs time. You guys were like top freaking stuff was flying off the shelves, man. The acetate was like in the top 10 for like several weeks. and it was on. It was kind of in the option periphery. You guys had the idea. You guys had some deals going and everything, and I was like, great. Everybody was high on it and everybody loved the story. Everybody loved the book. Everybody loved the direction.
Everyone still loves it.
But of course, there's stuff with COVID going on, strikes going on, and then of course, it's we don't know what's happening. But that's not what I came to talk to you about. Tell me why in 2023 there's a movie out there that's called Strays.
I see a trailer for that. I'd like to know what was up with that too, man. It's just like,
So let me describe why this has kind of got my panties in a bunch. There's a movie out there called Strays.
why do we need to unbunch your panties there, Lucas?
I'm happy.
And they're talking dogs and they talk to each other, right? They don't talk to the people, they talk to each other and everything, and they're kind of strays and everything. And tell me why in the middle of the freaking movie there is a dog and his owner is a serial killer. And it was like,
Yeah.
that seems kind of fucking weird, right? And I was like, I'm flipping out, and my wife, she's trying to tell me to calm down. I'm like, no, this is bullshit, man. They're fucking stealing ideas. This is really fucked up. And I was like, and she's like, it's got to be a coincidence. I was like, okay, maybe it's a fucking coincidence. I was like, all right, whatever. Up until there's this really weird scene. They're out in the fucking woods and they're eating fucking mushrooms, and they stole the artistic style of Trish Forstner. And probably both of you guys from like your little My Little Pony kind of Disney type freaking deal. There's a scene in there that it looks exactly like some of the freaking dogs from Stray Dogs. So I don't know. I'm hating on that fucking movie right now. So just saying.
I did not see it.
Oh.
I saw when they announced it, and I said that's weird. And then I saw when the trailer came out, and I was like, this sucks. And then
go watch it with your lawyer, man. I'm telling you.
I couldn't get past the trailer.
I'm not too worried about it. From what I heard, it seems pretty bit different. But that serial killer guy, people have sent me that clip, and I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ, that is a little too close for comfort.
Tony, speaking on the whole the animal craze that we have in comics now, whether it's the Animal Pound or Animosity,
Animal Castle,
stuff.
Animal Castle Warriors
Revive the anthropomorphic animal craze in comics.
I don't know if we necessarily revived it, but I do think Stray Dogs selling as well as it did sort of made it easier for publishers to say yes to all these other pitches. So I'm not sure if any of these people were like inspired by seeing Stray Dogs, but definitely I think the publishers saw a book sell that good and went like, oh, we could take a chance. Like, it's not a huge risk to put out a book now that stars animals, especially, if it's Tom King or if it's, Pornsack or, one of these people that has a track record.
Right. And I think, and I've told a lot of our listeners before, there's different phases of different type of stories. So for instance, there'll be years when everybody's all about vampires, and there was the years where everybody's all about zombies and Walking Dead stuff, and then there's years where people are just all about Godzilla and kaijus and all that other stuff. And this just happens to be this couple of years where people are all about animal stuff. But what sets your stuff away from everybody else's is that these are animals and they talk and everything, but they are still operating inside a human world. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They still had to operate by normal freaking rules, and it just happens to be that their owners aren't just like these really nice people. It happens to be the people that are in charge of these are really shitty fucking people. That's the big difference,
Yeah, that sort of the thing that I always stick to when we're writing these stories is making sure that it's entirely from the animal's POV for as much as possible. And really making the animals are more vulnerable when we make them because they don't know stuff that people know. Like I think that's what's so scary about Stray Dogs and what's so scary about Feral, or I hope that's what's so scary about Feral is you put yourself in these animals' shoes and you realize that like they can't they can run, but that's pretty much all they know how to do. Like they're house cats. They don't know they have like instincts for for fighting or for hunting, but they're not necessarily like, you know, they haven't ever been put in this sort of situation before. They don't know what any of this stuff is. They don't know what, you know, they can climb a tree, but they don't know like what they don't know what the forest actually is, how big it is.
Yeah.
And so I
They
feel
might
like
have seen
that
it on TV, but that's about
right.
it.
When I read some of these animal books, I always feel like sometimes they give the animals too much agency. Like they'll be able to like watch TV and know what it means, or you know, like like my cats are. It's not that they're dumb; they're just cats. You know, like they just don't know stuff that people know, and so like that you get to do this type of story a whole new way because so far we've only seen, for the most part, zombie stories told from the perspective of people, and so
Yeah.
flipping it and telling it from the perspective of these cats, we get a lot of new, like a lot of new scenarios and new dangers and stuff that you haven't had before.
Yeah. There's a lot of I see a lot of memes and a lot of videos of people's pets and everything, and they seem to be projecting their own emotions and their own thinking on what their animals are thinking. They're like, look, he's just doing that and just waiting for you to give him his next treat or his freaking next bowl of popcorn. That's all he's freaking
My
doing.
cat is just like, make with the treats, or I'm gonna knock off more things off your shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hungry. They want contact. You know, they're nervous. You know, but he's not thinking about if he looks pretty or not. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cat is just like, wait, why is the big fat blind one the one that's almost always stepping on me?
I just sold this cover the other day.
Yeah.
It just went in the mail.
So Adam, the one I have up right now is called Survival Street, issue number 3. This was done by Tony Flakes. This is the one that was like kind of if you don't remember the title, it's the one that was kind of like a knockoff of.
Is that the knockoff
Sesame
Street title?
Yes, it is. Yes. And this one is kind of like a weird knockoff of Elmo, or like a grown-up Elmo. It's weird because I think I read number 1, but after that I didn't read it. Not because it wasn't good. It was just because of too many titles out there. And the thing is, you literally have in this community, in this industry right now, you've got 4 issues to tell me something like, hey, this just got option right now. That's it. Right? Like I'll read it, I'm like, okay, this might be something, and then before I actually go back and read it, you got like 4 issues, maybe 6, to tell me that something's really happening with that. And that's just what happened with it. And like I have ever since, this was what, 2022 actually. God damn. I didn't realize that was that long ago.
Reread that. I read issue 1. I'm gonna have to go for my boxes because I know I still have all those Survival Streets somewhere.
Is that James Asmus? Did he write that?
Yeah, James Asmus and Jim Vestante.
I knew James. So James and I did My Little Pony together, and so when he had this book, he reached out, and he had the editor reach out and give me a cover for it. But yeah, like I said, I just out of the blue yesterday, coincidentally, somebody bought this cover from my website.
Was that cover on your website? Because I didn't see it on there.
It was, yeah. It was the original art was on there.
Like I said, no, because I was actually maybe buying a page of yours in the near future.
All right. I encourage it. TonyFleece.com.
Yeah,
We're actually,
it's one of your My Little Ponies pages I may actually be buying as a birthday gift from one of my nieces.
Oh, score, dude! Thank you.
Yeah.
We're launching the Feral exclusive cover on TonyFleece.com tomorrow. So we'll have all kinds of stuff over there.
Nice.
Okay.
Speaking of My Little Ponies, do you have a favorite pony that you like that you like to draw?
To draw, I like drawing Pinkie Pie, and I like drawing like Princess Celestia, Princess Luna. I like all of them.
Yeah.
But
So Adam, so Balalinga's Dixmas,
Did he really put it in there?
Just wanted to let you know before. The cover that I have up right now is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, cover number 96, cover A by Tony Flakes. And it just so happens that there is a cat on the cover of this one.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, this is from like 2021. I have no clue about My Little Pony except from like way back in the 80s. Are
There's
there cats, or
Applejack, Pinkie
is there
Pie.
something that you yeah, is there something that you invented, Tony, or is this like a
You
already
know
character?
who that cat is? Cat's from the My Little Pony movie. So they got famous people coming to play all the new characters in the movie, and that cat, I believe, is Tay Diggs. His name.
What?
He's very smooth. His name is Capper, and he's a cat. He lives in a town that's all kinds of cats.
You said his name was Capper, as in liar?
That's right.
Jesus.
I don't know if
Uh,
was Cap happening in like 2016 or whenever that movie came out.
Maybe it was
Uh,
2017. Maybe
I don't know.
it's been a while
How
since
long?
it's
How
been a
long does
while since
TikTok
I've
been
seen
out?
it, and now that my nieces are really into it, you know, I may have been forced to watch the movie to a point where I don't even listen to it anymore. Just like
So you know Capper. But then they got a new movie, and then the new My Little Pony came out of that with Sunny and Izzy and stuff. That's the one I worked on, that Netflix show. I wrote for that.
nice.
Man, you've been
So
doing
can you
all
tell
types
the
of
audience what a
Care Bear
brony
stuff.
convention is like, please? Can you tell them how awesome brony cons are?
Say that again.
Can you please tell my audience how awesome My Little Pony conventions are, please?
Well, Adam, they're like, the porn conventions you go to. It's like that, but instead of pornography, My Little Pony.
I'm getting ribbed by everybody tonight. This is great.
No, they're great. I just went to a pony convention in Texas like a month ago. It's I think of them sort of like Star Trek conventions in between when Star Trek went off the air and when Next Generation came on. Like people were still out there celebrating and talking about the stuff they loved in Star Trek, even though there wasn't a Star Trek show on. That's sort of what pony shows or conventions are like right now.
Awesome. They're a fun time.
Yeah, man.
They don't have enough of them in the New York City area.
They had that one.
Pony conventions. Jeez. Do we really need more?
Big Apple PonyCon they had at least a few times in
Yeah, it was fun times.
in NYC, but I can't remember where it was at, where they had it at. Once I think it was in like Jersey City in like a theater.
So they've been having in the comics, they've been having you guys, crossing them over My Little Ponies with Transformers. How come they haven't come up with a My Little Pony Transformer yet? That would be pretty fucking sweet.
That was sort of in the original pitch. So My Little Pony Transformers took a long time to come around. They did, like in 2014, they were first going to make it, and then it sort of got put on the shelf for a while. It didn't end up coming out until like 2019 or 2020. But in the original pitch, it was that like the Transformers were going to come to Equestria and they were looking for the power of friendship. Like they thought it was like an energy source, like Energon, and they were going to transform into ponies so that they could like blend in and steal the power from these ponies. And then the ponies were going to, I don't remember how it was going to work, but they were going to have to like ride in big Transformers and have the Transformers transform into giant ponies. I don't know. There was a lot of transforming in the original pitch of that series, and I'm not sure, at least in the parts I worked on, the ponies were not transforming or riding in giant robot ponies. But maybe they'll do a third volume. I would love to see that.
I will absolutely pick it up, but they gotta promise me that one of the ponies becomes a Transformer, and then fucking instead of sugar cubes, there's a little energy cube.
Mm-hmm.
That would rule.
And for those not aware, Adam likes to cosplay as a My Little Pony, but he always plays the back end for some odd reason.
Well, how are you going to have him as the lead person? The lead person has to be able to see the lead of the fucking horse,
Well, blind Adam, the blind comic pony. There you go.
No, because blind ponies they put down the chute, so you can't do that.
Adam, just putting your life on air. My gosh.
You know what? This isn't the roast episode yet. Why are we doing this tonight?
Oh, wait till that happens. I can't wait. I got like 10 jokes for you.
All right, it's up to 10 jokes now.
All right, fellas, I got about 15 minutes. Hit me. What we got?
Al, can you put up the Hawkeye cover?
Oh yeah. Kate Bishop.
Yep. You have any fond memories of you and Trish drawing this?
Oh yeah, that was fun. This is actually for Arsenal
Ours.
in
Yep.
Ventura, and I'm actually in 15 minutes. I got to go meet up with this guy Timmy that runs Arsenal.
Timmy's awesome, man.
You know Timmy?
I buy from his eBay store all the time.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'll tell him you said hello.
That's the only reason I have an autographed copy of this book.
Oh, cool. I just remember he asked us about doing Stray Dogs did super well, and some people outside of like Image Comics and like our regular circle picked up on it. Like Dynamite had us do a bunch of those dog covers. But Marvel and DC didn't seem to pay too much attention. In fact, like Marvel didn't really notice I was making comics until one of the editors read Local Man and got into that. But
Really?
Timmy,
That's crazy.
Timmy at Arsenal noticed, and because he was there selling a bunch of Stray Dogs, and he was like, "Hey, let's do a variant cover, and let's do a dog cover for this new Hawkeye book." And so that was fun. This one, weirdly, it's only credited to me because I told Trish like, "Hey." Like I was drawing the dog and I was like, "Hey, can you help me just make this dog look nicer?" And then she just drew the whole thing. Like I was just asking for notes, and then she just drew this whole dog. Like, oh, all right, well, I'll ask Marvel if they can, I was like, "Can we credit Trish on this too?" And they're like, "That's not how it works. You got to go through all this rigmarole." So it is me and Trish, but the credit just says me. But yeah,
shout out to Trish.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Trish will return one of my emails.
I think Trish is scared of the pornography.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the thing is, I wish she would just tell me that up front. And I wouldn't be offended.
Well, Madam, I keep telling you stop sending dick pics to all these females, man. Okay, how long you know?
Oh, that's not sweet. Let's start putting that rumor out there. So I'm telling you, when he has like 10 more minutes, and you're putting out rumors, label, it's
It's not a rumor. It's a fact, man. It's not a
No, it's
rumor. It's
not.
a fact, man. I didn't say you did. I'm just saying you can't be. It's 2024 sending dick pics of freaking females, even if you
no,
don't.
you,
It's over,
that's
man.
just rude, man.
But hey, look at this stray dog. Like, oh wait, what the
Oh
fuck?
my
No.
god! All right, let's move on.
Yeah, go, Lucas. Tell me, what's on the? Are you guys going to be promoting Thero for a signing tour or conventions?
Yeah, we sort of are. I have a bunch of signings on the day that it comes out here on the West Coast, and then through that week, and then WonderCon is that weekend in Anaheim, so I'll be there signing it. And then the next weekend, I'm going to fly to the East Coast, and me and Trish are doing Oh Yeah Comics in, I think, where are they? They're in like New York somewhere. And then we're going to do Third Eye also. Hold on, let me look at where Oh Yeah Comics is. Baxter, you were just clacking around, my man. Harrison, New York.
All right, that's up more upstate.
Yeah.
There's no truth to the rumor that you and Trish will be doing a signing at Midtown.
I don't think so, unless we've set something up in that I don't know about.
All right, I was just curious.
Yeah, would love to though. I love Midtown Comics.
For the new Feral #1 covers, or any of the covers that are coming out, what is going to be your favorite? What is the one that you definitely think people need to pick up?
Well, I like the way the Third Eye variant came out a lot. They did that Nicolas Cage movie, Mandy, and Trish and I drew it, and then I was like, I don't know how I'm going to color this. And so I sent it to a buddy of mine, Alan Pasalacqua, who colors like Battle Pug and a lot of DC stuff. He just nailed it. Like he really killed it on that thing. So I like that.
Is it this one that I have up?
That one there's Mandy. Oh, that's Megan, not Mandy.
Oh, okay.
Different lady's name. The Mandy one is Third Eye Comics exclusive. But that Feral for #3, I'm pretty happy with that one as well. I like all of them. I dig the Nightmare on Elm Street we did for issue 2. If me and Trish do it, you can always sort of count on us going hard on it. The Night of the Living Dead one for issue 1, I think, came out great.
Yeah.
So,
It's a shame you guys didn't do a acetate or anything for this year. You just guys went with the
yeah, I don't know. We sort of planned that early on at Image, and you know what's weird? The guy at Image who was sort of pushing for that sort of thing doesn't work there anymore. So maybe we should have raised our hand and been like, we want to do another one of these acetates. But we are doing a lot of. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of ratio variants, and we're doing a couple virgins. Every issue of Local Man or of Feral, the first arc, has a virgin variant, and then it also has what we're calling the Cat Ladies variant, and we'll have like some of our favorite lady artists. So like you can see them down at the bottom there. It's like Sweeney Boo did the first one, and then Sophie Campbell did the second one.
Nice.
And then we just put up yesterday. The third one is by Jenny Frison. So
this one
real cool stuff.
oh yeah, so yeah, this one is the Sweeney Boo, the one at 25, and there's Sophie Campbell.
Yep.
And Feral number 3, cover D, 1 at 25, Jenny Frison. Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic.
She's a beast. She's super good.
Yep.
So yeah, we're having a lot of fun putting those together too. And then we're still doing on Local Man. We're doing the Image comic homage variants for the next. Bless you, my friend.
Excuse me.
And so we're about to release all of those and show you the new homages. But that number 10 right there is that Fathom looking cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks kind of looks like a Cynthia, kind of like an Cynthia cover in a kind of weird way.
I don't know. I know.
I think it would just be like a Top Cow image.
Yeah. It's an Aspen.
Right.
It's Fathom.
It's definitely Michael Turner Rush.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Tony. I know you're extremely busy, but are you doing commissions at all?
I am not right now, but we are trying to. Some of the variants that we're sending out, and some of the shops that we're talking to, we're sending like sketches out with them. So there'll be sketches from me and Trish and Tone going out to a lot of customers and a lot of shops, but we're not doing like actual commissions unless we're at a convention. Because I'm just
hopefully I get to hook up at a convention because I'd be honored if I can have you or Trish memorialize my dog.
Oh yeah, for sure, would love to.
Yeah, I know that you guys are both extremely busy. So just like I said, one of these days we'll make that happen. Because I got yelled at for sharing the picture of my pooch eating off the dinner table like it was a human being for the 50th time.
Who yelled at you?
No, someone who's some man in the chair looking dude.
I would have yelled at him because we're just out of COVID, man, and people just be letting the dogs and everything and cats and everything just eat off of the cabinets and everything.
You think this is how we got COVID, with this sort of carelessness?
It's in between that. Yeah, it's in between that, and all I know is I noticed that a lot of women now have those long ass fingernails, and my question is, how are you wiping your ass with those long ass fingernails?
Wearing mine's one of them, man. We'll get Edward Nigma on the case.
Freaking half wiping your ass and then freaking got these dogs and cats freaking going on your cabinets and then licking you on your face, man. It is a lethal bad combination.
Well, I feel nauseous.
That's your next book, man. That's your next book. Freaking what
clause?
Excuse me, Tony. Where can the audience find you online?
I'm on everything at Tony Fleece, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I'm everywhere.
TonyFleece.com. But get yourself some beautiful original art.
That's exactly right. TonyFleece.com. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being a guest.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me. Thank you for the support.
Likewise. Thank you very much for supporting Awesome Sauce Radio and for the friendship and support, man.
Of course, guys. Hope to see you again soon.
All right, cool. Have a great night, brother.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Good night, Tony. And chitlins is pronounced Bolalingus diximus.
Bolalingus diximus. That's
Hey,
that's a
Mister,
mouthful.
I don't drink alcohol in drunken chat no more. What do
I
you got
am on
kicked out for
strike.
drunken chat today?
I am on strike till Mel V comes back on his own fucking show.
Yeah, I guess you're never drinking alcohol. We're never drinking alcohol on the show again.
Hey, you guys can drink. I am on strike till Mel V comes back, or at least I lose about 25 pounds. Get back into a fight and fucking shape. Um, but tonight, yeah, we got a few things happening. This was an interesting week when it comes to the money, right? I'm going to tell everybody to sell all your freaking stocks, get your money up, get ready for this impending recession that probably might happen within the next
Probably, I
quarter.
think it's most definitely going to happen. Unfortunately,
Well, we got to see, right? A big indicator would have been the shutdown, the partial shutdown that might have happened, but they delayed it. So we got to see what's going to happen in 7 days on the 8th. If that happens, you'll definitely see a drop down, and you'll see a lot of discounts on stocks. You'll see a lot more people getting laid off. A lot more people getting laid off will mean a lot more people selling their books, and a lot less people buying books. So that's why I'm saying get your money up, get ready, in case it happens. If not,
So
then at least
are
you
you
got
calling this the Great Correction?
the delayed correction. Right, this should have been happening. It should have been happening in 2023, man. All with all the prices of shit going up and everything, and just staying there. I've never seen shit like this before. Um, so people are complaining, oh man, these comic book prices are so high. And finally, apparently at Comics Pro, Marvel said, okay, we are going to pull some of it back. We're going to make some of these prices $3.99 again, except for like one shots and some of these other things. But at least they committed to pulling back and correcting some of their prices. So
Their
that's
book should be $2.99, not $3.99.
that's where Image is at, right? Image
What I'm
is
saying.
I got a bunch of their books at $2.99, right? And that what kills me about Image right now is McFarlane has made a commitment to $2.99. He was even on the last call. I don't know if you remember that call where we were at, Al, when he was on. He came in on like the last minute, but he reiterated that commitment to go and be $2.99 and everything. But then you got this union. The workers are trying to unionize, which is going to thrust up the freaking costs and the labor freaking costs. And all he's trying to do is just put out these freaking great books, that are affordable. So
Yep. I
that's
agree.
the
People don't understand why unionizing, yeah, it may have a benefit to the individual workers, but when you think at the overall scope of things, the consumer is the one that's going to pay the fucking price at the end of the day.
Yep.
the
And
same
guess
thing
what? The
with
consumer won't buy anymore. And then now, how are you going to pay your union dues if you're jobless?
You saw what happened to the alphabet people today or this week?
now what happened?
They fucking got fired. They decided that they were going to go up and talk to they unionized, right? And they decided to go up and talk to the city council about what the fuck was going on. And while they were freaking talking to city council, they all individually got emails saying they were fired.
If you shut up and did your job, and Woody went straight to the police, you would have never lost your job.
Yeah, because we're talking about alphabet people. We're not talking about freaking people that work at McDonald's or Starbucks for like $7.75. Talking about alphabet and Google and like people like some of those higher ups in Amazon. These are people that are making like 100,000, 150,000, and they're complaining. So nah. They they wore their own selves out, man. They freaking they ain't gonna
Good for
complain.
them. They don't understand how good they had it financially. Shut the fuck up, do your job, yo. Shut up. You know how many of us wish we could make that much? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Wait, and some of them get cars. Some of them they got like they got their own fucking buffets and fucking kitchens at the office and shit, right? You know, they got freaking areas where they can take a freaking naps and all that.
But
other
why is
stuff
that
there.
necessary? So you want to come to work so you can fucking hang out, and then I have to like cover the cost because mental health stress. Fuck out of here. What happened to this mentality of you go to work to work? I'm old school.
Young
We're old
folks, man.
school. This new generation is too fucking coddled, in my opinion. You know who does the goddamn coddling? It is fucking Bololingus Diximus over here that coddles these young people
I
nowadays.
don't coddle nobody, man.
I don't know about
Guys
that.
are 18,
It
have blonde
says
hair,
there.
blue
It says
eyes,
there.
big tits, nice thighs. Then I'll coddle some of these kids. As long as they're 18 and over.
Well, in order to get to all that stuff you said, you gotta coddle something, man. You can't just fucking go in all dry. So
True that.
is that why you have a smegma PhD according to your freaking nameplate?
I don't believe everything that Almega says. It's bad enough I feel like it's bad enough it's the taste of the stupid medicine. I feel like I have sperm in my mouth at the moment.
That's not the first time you had that in your mouth. Like I'm told.
Shut up.
Well, gents, I gotta get off because I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I gotta get off because I gotta go see.
We're about to call it quits too because I have to get.
Yeah.
I may or may not be joining in tonight, depending on how I feel, because this COVID's kicking my ass right now.
Listen, Adam is the first guy to actually get the COVID enema. So that's what he's about to do, put two in at the same time.
Shut the fuck up!
That would make sense. You know, Adam goes to go get his vaccine. They're like, all right, sir, we're gonna give you your vaccine, and then he comes in and like pulls his pants, like, hey, whoa, sir, oh, it's to go on your arm.
They're like, first of all, I thought you were a man. What you have a vagina, sir? Get out of here.
All right, everyone, first, before you hit Drunken Chat, check out the Hasselstein with the top 10 at about 11:30 p.m. And then Lucas went about like 1:30 a.m., something like that.
Well, it all depends. Yeah, it all depends because I'm trying to go see Dune right now, so it all depends on what time I get out of that movie and and have everything ready.
Enjoy Dune. Hopefully, it'll be on a certain streaming platform, so people who can't leave the house for the next 10 days can go enjoy it.
Yep.
I hope you feel better, man.
And for everyone, thank you for joining us tonight once again. Thank you to our guest, Tony Flakes. Sarah hits FOC this week, so make sure you tell your retailers about it. Local Mad Bad Girls, Stray Dogs Trade, TonyFleeks.com for all everything Tony Fleeks. Shout out to Trish Thorsner. Trish, if I offended you in some way or form, I apologize. Hopefully I can have you come back and the show sometime in the future. But I do understand that the format of my show may make you a little scared, a little nervous, but I don't bite. I know how to behave when I have to behave, despite my sidekicks and their kookiness. Remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to what you do about it. Please take care of yourself. Love you all, but I'm out.
Long live Bololingus!